Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. I am filming this intro quickly because I actually lost that intro to the video that I'm showing you now. I don't know where that went, so I just thought I'd quickly film one now. In today's video, we are decluttering my makeup. So I like to do these twice a year, halfway through the year and at the end of the year, so I start the year off fresh. And I always love doing these because I get to go back and remember when I got these palettes and when I played with them and what type of looks I created with them. Now, I won't be doing any of my liners or lipsticks, lip glosses, or any of my foundations, concealers, or setting powders. I'm just doing highlighters, eyeshadow palettes, face palettes, bronzers, and blushes. And that's just because I hold on to those the most. If I don't like a foundation, I tend to declutter it. And if I don't like a lipstick or a lip gloss, I tend to declutter it right then and there. Same as that eyeliners and setting powders. I think I have 3. And also my foundations and concealers, I only hold on to the ones that I like and work for me. There's no point in holding on to them. I usually pass them on or just throw them out. So that is today's video. I hope you enjoy this video. It is going to be a long video, so I do apologize about that. But I love long declutter videos, so hopefully you enjoy that as well. And lastly, please don't ask for any of my used makeup. I don't feel comfortable sending used makeup to people that I don't know. A lot of this stuff is going to get decluttered to family or friends, or just also thrown away because a lot of it is 3 or 4 years old. And with that, guys, let's get straight into the video.
Alright guys, let's get straight into it. Sorry about my fingernails, I do bite them because of anxiety and everything else that I have going on in my life. Now I do have my drink here as well in case I get thirsty. And my trusty pair of tweezers because sometimes I cannot open the little compacts. I am excited, I'm not going to swatch everything guys, but I'm excited to do this declutter. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of things all together. I've got highlighters, palettes, blushes, bronzers, and I've got a lot of single eyeshadows as well. Alright guys, so let's start with this little Ofra. It is the All the Lights, and it's got 4 different shades in it, which is very, very pretty. Pink, 2 champagnes, and then like a gold one. I really like this one, and it's very good for all different types of skin tones, so I'm going to keep that. We also have this Morphe 2 little eyeshadow palette. Now I bought this a couple months ago, and I actually really, really like it. It's just a 5-pan eyeshadow palette, but the mattes blend out really nicely, and the shimmers performed really nicely as well. So I'm going to be keeping that one. We have this little Believe Beauty highlighter trio. Okay, so this is one of those ones that I cannot open. So let me just get my tweezers. There we go. This one here was gifted to me by Bonnie and Tammy, and I really, really like these ones. This one's a bit dark for me, but these 2 are really, really pretty. I just really love how they perform for such an affordable price. Believe Beauty, I think, is Dollar Tree's makeup brand, and they are so affordable, but they are so good. I love their foundation as well, so I'll be keeping that one. We have some Kaleidos highlighters. Let's get all these 4. I've got some more somewhere. But we've got this one here. This one here is the Space Age Raid Rider. I'm not going to keep that. That's just too dark for me. A lot of these my sister actually gave me for my birthday present 2 years ago. So they are quite old. Then guys, we have this one here, which is the Mars Melter. Now this has a red shift to it, if you can tell by the packaging. So it looks white, but it actually does have a red iridescent tone to it. I like this one. I'm going to keep that one. The next one we have is Diamond Dasher. Now, I like this one, but it's too dark for me, and I just haven't used it. I might give that to my sister and see if she wants it, because she likes bronzy, goldy highlighter moments, so I'm going to try and see if she likes that one. And then, guys, we have this one here, which is Star Surfer, and that one's a bit too dark for me, and I just don't really use this one, so I'm going to pass that along as well. Maybe my sister will like that one. And then, guys, we have these ones here. So this one here is... Okay, I can't really say that with my dyslexia, but it is a trio, and this is really pretty. My sister got this for me from Amazon. Really pretty pink highlighter in the middle. We've got a peachy blush and then like a gold highlighter as well. I really like this one, so I'm going to keep that one. We have this one here is a Makeup Revolution Ultimate Desire 9-pan eyeshadow palette. This is really, really pretty. Now, Makeup Revolution's eyeshadow formula is a hit and miss. Usually I buy them mainly for the shimmers, because these shimmers are stunning. This purple, I have to swatch it for you. It's stunning. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it has a beautiful like shift to it. It's so, so pretty. I'm going to keep this one. Very affordable, and I like that one a lot. We have some Juvia's Place palettes. This is a little quad. I like this one. I love green. Green's one of my favorite colors to play with. This is the Rebel Army. I bought a whole lot of these in a bundle. We've got the grey one. This is the Rebel Greys. Very original name. Love that one. Keep that one. Next we have this Huda Beauty 9-pan palette. This is really pretty, but I don't use it, so I'm just going to declutter that one. Really pretty. It is their Neo Huda Beauty 9-pan. I know they had a few other ones as well. This one was the only one that I got in her 9-pan eyeshadow palette. But I just haven't used it, so I'm going to declutter that one. That's probably been in my collection for 2 years. We have this Jungle one from W7. And I actually like this one, but I actually have 2 of these. So I'm going to declutter this one because this one's older than the other. So we'll declutter that one. Next we have a Wet n Wild Halo Blush Lighter in the shade Poitiers? No, in the shade I Met Somebody. Now I have 2 of these. I don't know what the other one is right now, but we'll get to it. I really like this one. I really love the peach highlighter moment, and then also the champagne highlighter. Now this is a little deeper than the other one, but I really like this one, and Bonnie and Tammy got that one for me, so I'm going to keep that one. We have, oh god, we have some eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop. This is so pretty. I bought the whole collection. This is the Shell Yeah collection, or Shell Shocked. There was a new tone 9-pan eyeshadow palette, which I decluttered, but this one I kept, and I really like these shimmers are stunning. I really like that one. Gonna keep that one. And then from the same collection, I got the highlighter palette. There were 2 4-pan highlighter palettes. I'm gonna keep both of them. I don't know what the other one is, but we'll show you that later in the video. This is just so pretty. These are all like Super Shock formulas. So if you know Super Shock formulas from Colourpop, you know how good they are. This purple one, it's everything you need in like an, oh god, the lights are really bright, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's so pretty. I really like that one. Gonna keep that one. We have another Juvia's Place one. This is the honey one. I haven't used this one, I don't think, but I am gonna keep it because I really like the tones in it, so we'll keep that one, and I will get to it eventually. We have the W7 Sculpt Powder the Cheek like palette. Now this is a knockoff of, or a dupe of the Benefit one, and it's so good. I love this one here, and it retails for $10, which is very affordable. I think the Benefit one retails for about $60 here in Australia, and this is like the same iconic cookie shade. So pretty. Let me just swatch it there for you. I mean, it's so pretty for $10. Really pretty highlighter, and then the blushes and the bronzers work really nicely as well. I like this one. I'm going to keep that one. We have some Juvia's Place 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. This is the pink one, and that's the Sweetest Pink by Juvia's. Oh, so pretty. I've had this for 2 years. I feel like the formula, yeah, it's starting to dry out, but I can't let go of that pink because it's, I mean, it's stunning. We have to keep at least the pink one. We have the purple one. Now the purple one is not my favorite. I'm going to declutter it. I have used this a lot. It doesn't look like it because Juvia's Place pan sizes are huge, really good value for money, and these always go on sale. I think I bought all of these when they were 50% off as a bundle. So I got these for like $3 or $4 each, and I think I bought 6 of these 6-pan ones. This purple is stunning. I would only keep it for this shade, but I do have purple shades like that, so I'm going to declutter this one. 2 years old. I don't like the glitter shade in it, so I'm gonna declutter that one. We had this. Oh my god, this one is stunning as well. Look at how pretty this deep brown is. That is stunning. But this blue, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it has like shifts of pink in it. It's stunning. And then this gold. I mean, it's just a beautiful earthy tone with a hint of blue. I have to keep that one. And then we have this one here. I can't say the names of it, but this one here is stunning. It's so pretty. This shade here, let me swatch it. The camera's not doing it justice. It's so pretty. It is quite old, so it's a little dry. Swatch wasn't the best, but oh my god, that is stunning. I have to keep it for this shade. I might actually rebuy some of these because they are so good, and I really reach into this palette for this one shade. And the other shades are good, but this shade is where it is in this palette, so I'm going to keep that one. Oh, I'm keeping quite a lot. We have this Ofra one. This is the Stars and Stripes one, and I really like this one. This is a pink and white highlighter. Obviously, it's got the stripes in it, and that's why it's called that. I think this was part of the breast cancer awareness week that they did, and I bought this one because it's just pretty, and my auntie died of breast cancer, so it's an important cause to me. So we bought that one. Keep that. We have this beautiful highlighter. This is the TZ Cosmetics highlighter palette, the Aureolus Borealis palette. I don't know if I'm saying that right, probably not. This was from Amazon, and my sister got this for me. It's a beautiful formula. Look at all the shifts in that. Pink, purples, blues, goldy, green. It's stunning. And it is like a putty formula. I don't know if you can see that I can put dents in it. So it melts into the skin seamlessly. And this palette retails for about $10 on Amazon. You have to buy it. If you love these types of shimmers, get this palette. It's great for an inner corner highlighter, but also it blends into the skin really nicely. So I love that. I'm going to keep that one. Next we have the Cosmo Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So pretty. I love the color of the packaging, and it's like textured. It's going to get dirty, but that's okay. This palette is stunning. I haven't even taken the plastic off because I usually actually leave the plastic on the mirrors now because I just don't really use them. How pretty is this palette? This was the first palette that I bought from Anastasia Beverly Hills in probably a year and a half, and I fell in love with it. This shade obviously is my favorite, and then this one is a second. I really like this one, and I love the formula, and I did actually do a makeup tutorial with this on my channel, so go check that out. Love this palette. Keep that one. We have a Nomad. Actually, we have a few Nomad Cosmetics palettes. Let's get all of these. So we've got 3 Nomad Cosmetics. There might be one more somewhere, but I can't see it right now. We have this one here, which is the Whistler Snow Lodge palette. Okay, so this was my first Nomad Cosmetics palette, and oh my god, it's stunning. You can already see the shifts in this shade. It's got pinks, purples in it. It's so pretty. And then this royal blue shimmer is stunning. I have created some of my favorite looks with this palette, which means I'm definitely keeping this palette. Some of the shimmers do tend to leak oil. You'll see that in another palette in a second. As you can see, this shade is starting to leak, but I don't think that actually affects the formula, so I'm going to keep this palette because it's stunning, and I love the packaging as well. Going to keep that. And I also do want to go to Whistler one day, so maybe that palette will inspire me to go there one day. Next we have this one here, which is basically the Lavender Field palette. I can't say it. It's in French, so I'm not even going to pronounce it. Love the packaging. I bought this on launch day, and this is what this palette looks like. Really pretty. As you can see, this shade here is starting to leak on the packaging, but it's still really pretty. And I don't think I want to declutter it just yet because I really love this yellow shimmer, and I don't really have too many yellow shimmers. And the other shimmers like this one here are really pretty as well. And I really love this shade because I don't really have very many shades. Oh, this one's actually starting to leak oil a little bit as well. Can you see that? Oh, I didn't notice that. Maybe that's just started. Anyway, I'm going to keep this palette for a little bit longer because it's really pretty. And I love bumblebees. Look at the bees on that. Really cute. Keep that one. Now, this one here is the Paradise Island palette. This is their bigger palette. So if you see, it's quite a lot bigger than the other ones. The other two are the same size, but this one is a bit bigger. Now, I fell in love with this palette. I love turtles, and it's giving me like tropical Great Barrier Reef vibes when I look at this palette. I love these 2 shimmers, really pretty. Has this one got any oil leaking out of it? I don't think these shades are leaking at all, which is good. This green is really pretty. This this blue is pretty, and then this like purpley blue as well is really pretty. I really do still love this palette, but I haven't used it in a long time, so I think I'm just going to declutter this one because it's just one that I don't see myself picking up, even though I love the shades in it. I haven't used it in over 8 months, so we are going to declutter this one. Oh, that's a big one. Alright, we have this Strawberry Dreams palette from Luna Beauty. First of all, packaging, stunning. Look, the little moon, and it's raised, and it's all textured. Love this one. This is my first ever Luna Beauty palette, and I bought this before COVID. I think this is almost 5 years old. I'm not going to lie. It's had some love. I really like this palette, but this shade here is my favorite. It is the Blue Diamond shade. It's the only reason I've still got this palette in my collection because it's stunning. Look at that shimmer. I cannot let go of this palette because of that one shade, and because it still works, I'm going to keep it. I would only rebuy this palette for this shade. The other shades are good, but this shade is something special, and because it's still, as you can see, swatching really nicely and still buttery and creamy, we're keeping it. So That one, I just haven't let it go. Every time it survives. We have this one here. This is the BFF Alandra and Elise palette. BHS. BH? Is it BH? It's just BH. Really pretty. I bought this on launch day when they did a little collaboration. I really like this palette. As you can see, this shade here stands out, and then this one is really pretty as well. But I think I'm going to declutter it just because I haven't used this in over a year. So we're going to declutter that one. Really pretty formula, and I love the shimmers, but I just haven't used it. So time to say goodbye to that one. Next we have this, the Nubian 2 by Juvia's Place palette. Now this one I actually got 3 times because I used to always buy the Juvia's Place $18 mystery boxes or bags. And they used to always have a full-size palette. Not always this one. There were a couple others that I got a couple times as well. But they always had a palette, a lipstick or a lip gloss, and an eyeliner or a highlighter. This one here, I got 3 times. I'm going to keep this one because I really love how big the pan sizes are. And when I'm doing creative looks, I can actually use these shades to create bruises if I'm doing like a zombie look. Because this is like a purpley bruised color. Then this one's really good. And it's good because when you have a big fluffy brush to do your full face, you need a big pen. And these are big pan sizes, and they are great for that. I don't use them for my eyes, but if I'm doing creative looks, I use these palettes. So I'm going to keep this one. And then we have this other Juvia's Place one, which I think I got 3 times as well. Again, big pan sizes, and this red, I don't know if you can see it, I've used this red a lot because I like to mix this red with some of the other browns and purples to create like bruising effects for special effects makeup, or at least my attempt at special effect makeup. But these palettes are great for that. And then also this shimmer, when it didn't have red all over it, was a really pretty highlighter. So I'm going to keep that palette for the special effects that I hopefully do in 2024. I'm trying to do more special effects. This one here is the Solomon. It's number 2 from the Odin's Eye Little Sun Collection palette. This is really pretty. I really like this one, and the shimmers are stunning. As you can see, this one is the one that I've used the most because it's got the biggest indent, but really pretty. So I'm going to keep that one, and I really like the texture and the packaging of this. Keep that one. I like Odin's Eyes palettes. We have the Luna Beauty Life's a Drag Facelift 2 palette. So this is 2.0. They used to have another one. This palette here has a lot more shades in it, but smaller pan sizes. And I do like this palette. It's got the neutral side and then the colourful side, and then it's got 3 shimmers. I'm going to keep it because I love Luna Beauty, and as you can see, I've used this palette quite a bit. We have the W7 My Atlantis palette. Now this is a dupe for Huda Beauty's Rose Quartz palette, and it's so pretty. So pretty. I don't know if you can see the shifts in these 2 shades. They are stunning. Let me just swatch it on this one for you. So pretty. It's more of a topper, but oh my goodness, it is a beautiful topper. I don't know if the camera's going to focus on my hand. Let's see if it's going to focus. There you go. Look how pretty that is. It's a beautiful top on a purple matte eyeshadow, but also as a inner corner. Stunning. And this palette retails for $7.99, $8. Very affordable. The Huda Beauty palette in Australian dollars would cost me $100, and this cost me $8. I'm going to keep this palette. It's very similar formula wise, and I just think it's a great palette. Love that one. And then guys, we have the Luna Beauty Moonspell Volume 2 palette. This is just, so pretty. When I saw this palette, I had to have it. I love purples and pinks, and this palette is just everything that I love. So I got this palette, and I don't know if you can see the mirror. Look how dirty it is. I've used this palette a lot, so we'll keep that one. And then guys, let me get some of these palettes here. Alright, we have this one here, which is from Geologic Cosmetics, or Geological Cosmetics. This is the Pilbara palette, really pretty. This shade here has cracked, but I love this palette. Very earthy vibes. And this shade here, Starry Sky, is so pretty. It's like an iridescent topper. It has green and gold in it. That's what it looks like. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. Really pretty. I'm going to keep this palette because I really like the earthy and green toned. And then this shade here I use as an inner corner highlighter a lot, so we'll keep that one. We also have this Juvia's Place, the Rebels Mint palette. That's so pretty. I really like this one, and I love these 2 shimmers. They're stunning, so we'll keep that one. We have Colourpop next. This is the In the Springs palette. I don't know if I've used this one. Oh, I have used it. I've used these two shades. I actually like it, and then I've also used this as an inner corner highlighter. Really, really pretty. This shade here, which is Prick Me, that's a Super Shock Shadow. So the formula is different to these shimmers, and it is great for a highlighter on your cheeks, brow, and also inner corner as well. Like this palette, I'm going to keep that one. We have my friend's Ofra palette. This is the Ali Dawson palette. This is the mini mix palette, and she got to create this palette using all her favorite shades from Ofra's existing shades. So she's got a white iridescent highlighter, and then I've got this beautiful like minty shimmer as well. This palette is stunning, and I've used it quite a few times, so keep that one. Alright guys, we are back. I just quickly washed off all the swatches off my hand so we've got some more room, and I also had to have a drink. So let's continue. This is the Laura Lee Blush Aesthetic palette. Really, really pretty. 8 shades. We've got a highlighter, which I don't really use because it's a bit too deep for me. But this shade here, you can tell is the one that I use the most. I love like a soft pink blush or a peach blush. So 1, 2, and 3 are the ones that I go for the most in this palette. This one's too deep, and the highlighter, like I said, is a bit too deep. I don't really like gold highlighters, but I really like this palette, so we'll keep that one. We also have this Makeup Revolution palette. Now I bought this on sale for $10, and I really bought it because of these two shades here. But then these two highlighter shades, the pink and the purple one, are really pretty as well. I really like Makeup Revolution's blushes and highlighters. I really like their formula. Not their liquid stuff or their cream stuff, but their powder stuff I actually really like. Yes, there is a bit of fallout, but for $10 you can't go wrong. So we'll keep that one. Then guys, we have a throwback. This is that At First Sight Raw Beauty Colourpop palette. Now I actually was very lucky. I stayed up till 2:30 in the morning or 3 o'clock and bought this on launch day, and it sold out 3 minutes. I bought the whole collection, the liners, the lip glosses, everything to do with this whole collection, and I was so excited that I got it. And then a minute later it was sold out, so I got really lucky. This is such a pretty palette, but Raw Beauty Christie doesn't really do much makeup tutorials on her channel much, so I don't really know if she'll ever do a collaboration with a makeup brand again. I love mushrooms, so I really, really, really connect with the packaging. Like, it's just so pretty. So I'm going to keep this one because I really like the earthy tones. This one is a really pretty shimmer, and then this one's nice too. And I really like the collection. I also do have the Raw Beauty Pure palette. Actually, let's get that out now. This is the palette we're talking about. This was her first collaboration with any brand, I think. And then in the same year, like 6 months later, she had this one. So she did pretty well to have 2 big collaborations. And this palette launch was crazy. I think some people were in line for 9 hours trying to get this palette. So I didn't get this palette on launch. I got it when it got restocked, and I didn't have to wait crazy amounts of time like everyone else did. She actually hand drew all of these little pictures you see on the palette. Really, really pretty. And this palette's very unique. So it's got 9 shades on this one. This is like her colourful side, and I really like this shimmer. But then she also has her neutral side, which is really nice as well. This is a really pretty like soft peachy pink, and then the shimmer's very nice as well. So I'm going to keep this one just for memories, and I actually really like this palette. I did do, I think, a makeup tutorial using one eye. I'm using this side for one eye and then the other side for another eye, and I like this palette, so we'll keep that on. Next, we have Ofra Too Cheeky palette. Oh my god, this palette. Oh, this shade, I've almost hit pan. I really, really love this shade. And also this shade here, and then this highlighter. So these 3 are mainly the ones that I use. These ones are a bit too deep for me, but these 3, stunning. Now, I think this was in a mystery box, I think. And I never used to love bronzers that were shimmers. But this bronzer here changed it for me. I really love a shimmer bronzer now because of this shade here. Love that one. Keep that one. Next, we have this one here. This is the XX Revolution Gold Crush Shadow Palette. I bought this from TK Maxx. Oh, TJ Maxx was TK Maxx, the Australian version. I actually really like this palette. It's very pretty. And I did swatch 2 of these shades. Let me just swatch this one for you. I think it's a baked formula because it is raised, but also the texture when I swatch it. But, I mean, if you want a gold shimmer, that is the one that you want. Look how pretty that is. That's one swipe. Very, very smooth, buttery, and pigmented. So I'm going to keep this one. And I can't remember how much I paid for it. I think it was like $15. So I think I got a good bargain on that one. Then we have the Endangered Cosmetics Sea Turtle Press powder palette. Now this is over 2 years old. It's a £9 eyeshadow palette and quite expensive. This one cost me $52 Australian for 9 shades. But some of the money does go to helping turtles. Really pretty shade. As you can see, this one's leaking oil as well. But I really like this one, so I'm going to keep it. And this gold, again, if you love golds, I mean, it's stunning. It's a true gold. Look at that. Stunning. 2 years old, still swatches like that. Come on, we got to keep that one. And guys, we do have these Juvia's Place palettes. Again, I'm going to keep these for special effects makeup. I can just dip into the shades I need with a big fluffy brush and paint my whole entire face with it. I like that, so we'll keep that one. And then we have this one here. We're going to keep as well for that reason. But next we have this Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild Glow Kit palette. Oh, that's a mouthful. Look how pretty this is. It's a very cool greyish toned highlighter palette, but oh my god, it's stunning. And you get so much product. I've had this for over a year. I think a year and a half maybe. This shade, and this shade is my favourite. And then this one here is a great inner corner highlighter. I really love this palette, and I really like Anastasia Beverly Hills highlight formula, so we're going to keep that one. And that was actually given to me by Bonnie and Tammy because they noticed that I did want to get this palette, but it was sold out and I couldn't buy it here in Australia. So they said they had an extra one, and I paid the shipping, and they sent it to me. So I was very, very happy with that. Look at the holographic on that. Really pretty. Love that one. Alright, let's get some more palettes. I'm just getting some of these smaller ones just so I can stack them all up here. Oh, we've got a collage. No, that one was already done, so move that up my way. Alright guys, next. Oh, what's that? Oh god, I thought it was a spider. No, it's not. God, almost died. Alright, next we have these Jeffree Star singles. I got these in the mystery boxes, and I actually really like them. I know people don't like supporting Jeffree Star, but I'm going to declutter these because I have a palette that has all these shades. So we're going to declutter this, and I will show you that palette in a second. This one here I'm decluttering. They just have some random greens and some random other shimmers. I haven't used them in ages, so we'll declutter that and keep the little palette. We have this Glam Light Donut palette. Okay, so this was my first ever Glam Light palette. Oh, why is that? Oh, there we go. It's really pretty. Like, it's got blues and purples, and if you know me, you know that I love purples and blues. They are some of my favorite shades to work with. This highlighter in the middle, I didn't like that at all. It's got a gold shift to it. I don't like it, but these shimmers are really pretty, so I'm going to keep that one. And I also just really like the packaging, so we're going to keep that one. And then guys, we have some Colourpop ones. So we've got this Oh Honey palette from Colourpop, the £9 one. Don't like the pressed glitter in the middle, but I do like the other shade, so we're going to keep that one. And this is actually a repurchase for me because I decluttered the other one, then realised I actually like the yellow, so I bought it again, which was a waste of money, but I did it. Then we have the Aura and Out palette. This is stunning. This is pretty. Actually, I don't even have to cover the mirror because it's covered. Look how pretty that is. I mean, this green, you can tell I've used the most. We do have a pressed glitter in there, but that's alright. We can use the other shades. This is a really pretty white as well. I just like it. We're going to keep that one. We have this one here. This is so pretty. I just did a look with this palette, showing you that you can do a look with the £9 eyeshadow palette and still get the shade you want from the Michaela X P. Louise palette. So I used this palette to create a really pretty soft, like wintry blue look, icy blue look, and yeah, I just really like this palette. And this is the fourth one I've had of Colourpop's Blue Moon palette because I love it so much. Keep that one. Next we have this Glam Light Kiss palette. This is stunning and it's new to me. It's not new to like the world, but it's new to me. I think it's a year plus old, but oh my god, look how pretty it is. Really, really love this pink, and then this matte pink is really pretty as well. I did a look with that and I love it. Keep that one. Next we have my friend's Falling in Love palette. This is Ali Dawson collaboration with Ofra, and this one she actually created the shades herself. Fall is her favourite time of year, and she created this beautiful fall inspired £5 eyeshadow palette. This shimmer is stunning. Really pretty. That is the shade of White Pumpkin, and oh my god, look how pretty that is. And I was actually gifted this in PR from Ofra and Ali, so I was very excited to have this. I really like this palette. We're going to definitely keep that one. Next we have this beauty palette from Kind Collective. This is the one of a kind palette, and it's a face and eyeshadow palette. Really pretty. I just got to use this for the first time 3 days ago, and wow, I love this blush, and then this bronzer is really pretty. They're both shimmery, so they do give like a little bit of a glow when you apply it. I didn't test out the eyeshadow formulas because I was actually testing out another palette you'll see later on in this video, so I haven't touched them, but these ones are pretty. I'm obviously going to keep this one. This highlighter is Megawatt highlighter, but I don't like the shade because it's too deep for me, but I really like this palette, so we're going to keep it. And then guys, we have this Glamlight Hershey's Cookies and Cream 12 color palette. This is one of my favorite palettes in my collection. It is so pretty. You can see that this shade here is one that I have dipped into multiple times. It's just a beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow topper. I don't know if you can see that, but it just makes my hand look like glass. It's stunning, and I just love these greys and blue tone shimmers. I'm so excited I have this. I got this the same time I got this Hershey's palette. They're not new, they've been out for a while, but they're new to me, and I'm so grateful that I have these. Thank you, Bonnie and Tabby, for picking these up for me, just because I couldn't get them here in Australia. Next, guys, we have some Natasha Denona palettes. This is the Yucca palette. First of all, the packaging is stunning. I really like this one. But when you open it up, oh my goodness. If you know me, you know I would definitely get a palette like this. I love greeny and yellowy mustard tones, and I really like the shades. And the shimmers are really, really pretty. Now, I haven't had the best luck with Natasha Denona palettes. I have had some others that I decluttered before this one. But this one I'm going to keep because I love the formula and I love the color story. It cost me $110, but it's well worth it in my opinion. Keep that one. Next we have this palette from Natasha Denona. This is the My Dream palette, and it's okay. It's pretty. I haven't really given it the best go. I need to get into it. Now this color here is very interesting. For me, on the side it looks green, but on camera it looks pink. If I shift it, it should change color. Like, it has a shift. It's so pretty. I really need to use this palette more. I've only tried to play with it once and it didn't really work out, and I didn't have much time to restart the look, so I just wiped it off and went to bed. But I am going to do a makeup tutorial, hopefully with this palette, because I really need to get as much use out of it as possible, because it cost me $110. So we're definitely going to keep that one. Next palette we have is this MAC one. And it is signed by Ali Dawson, because I actually bought it off her because she had it and I don't think she'd ever used it. Look how pretty this palette is. These two shades, yellow and green, and then the blue. Oh my god, and then the purple. It's so pretty. Oh, I forgot about this blue. So, so pretty. I love this palette, and I'm going to keep it, obviously, because I love the palette, but also because it's signed. And with this palette, I did keep the box because I want to protect the back. I don't normally keep my boxes, but this one I did. Alright guys, I got some more palettes. We have this one here from Juvia's Place. Don't know how to say the name. It is the blue toned 6-pan eyeshadow palette. Really pretty, but I'm going to declutter it because I haven't used it in a long time. And I have a lot of blue palettes. So this one I'm just going to declutter. 2 years old, we can get rid of it. We have the Hocus Pocus palette. I think this is the first one and the second one. I can't remember. But it's really pretty. We're going to keep it. I love Hocus Pocus, the movie. The original is the best. The second one, not my favourite. I think they're making a third one, but still a really pretty palette. We'll keep that one. We have another Natasha Denona one. I just bought this one and I have not used it. And you know I love blue, so we're going to keep this one and try it out. Alright guys, we have some more W7 one. This one here is the Totally Random Pressed Pigment palette. The Whatever palette. And it's actually a dupe for a Natasha Denona palette. No, Anastasia Beverly Hills, palette. And it's so pretty. And I really love this royal purple. Is really pretty. I actually created one of my favorite looks with this purple and this pink. Now purples are very, very hard to do. So to have a drugstore do a really good purple for $7 or $8, which is what this palette retails, is pretty good. So we're going to keep that one. And we have this one here. Now this is a dupe for Too Faced's Born This Way, or I don't know, it's the neutral one. I didn't like the Too Faced's version of that palette, but this one here is really good. The shimmers in this palette worked a lot better than the Too Faced one, and the mattes blend out a lot better. So the fact that this one works better is amazing. Keep that one. We had the Luna Beauty 12 Days of Luna palette. Now this was Luna Beauty's Christmas palette last year, and it was done in like an advent calendar where you would pick out all the shades individually from 1 to 12. I don't like this palette. I like that you can move all the shades and customize your palette, but the mattes did not work for me, and I just don't think I'm going to reach for this palette just for the shimmers, because I've got a lot of these shimmers in a lot of other palettes where the mattes work and the shimmers work. So we're going to declutter this one. Next we have this OXX Cosmetics big eyeshadow palette. This is the Always Be the Sunshine palette, and it's from Kmart. It's Kmart's makeup brand. I bought it to do like try on Kmart makeup video, and I just never got around to it, and I haven't used it. I think I'm gonna actually give this to a friend because his daughter loves to play with makeup, and I think it's a very like young girls makeup color story wise. I did swatch this one, but I never actually played with it, so I'm gonna give that to them because it's not one I'm gonna reach for. So we're just gonna put this away and put it to the side for her. Next we have this palette, which is the Kind Collective. Now this one I only played with 3 days ago. I don't know why I'm taking that. I don't really know why I'm taking off the cover when it's clear, but this is what the palette looks like. It was a struggle. The mattes didn't really blend out for me. I didn't really play with the shimmers, so that's the only reason I'm keeping this palette, is because I want to test out the shimmers. But I'm not going to lie, the mattes were a struggle for me, so I'm going to keep it to test out the shimmer formula, but the matte formula I'm probably done with in this palette, so we'll keep it for the shimmers. Then guys, we have 2 Blend Bunnies palette. Now I do want to get more of their palettes, but I've only got 2 for now. This is the original Blends palette, and it's an all matte palette. So pretty. You can tell that I've used this palette a lot, like all over the lid. I really love the blues, greens, purples, pinks. I just love everything. I really haven't touched the bottom shade too much. Some of the black, some of the white, but really haven't touched this corner here. But it's still really beautiful rainbow palette. If you've not tried a Blend Bunnies palette, you need to try it because the mattes blend out themselves. They are so blendable. I really like that palette. I'll keep that one. Then we have the Primal palette. Now this one here is discontinued, and I actually bought it on launch day. My friend actually bought it for me. We both wanted this palette, but because Blend Bunnies shipping is quite expensive, we just went halves in the shipping, and she ordered a palette for herself and myself. Then she had this palette for almost a year. We didn't catch up for almost a year, and she actually handed this palette to me when we met, exactly a year to the date that she got it delivered to her. So this is the palette here. I really love this palette. Their shimmers are phenomenal. You know what I'm trying to say. Really pretty. And this top row, like the pastel row, oh, stunning. I really like this palette, and I love that she's done a big white and a big black pan, because a lot of people like those shades, and a lot of people use them up over the other shades, and I think she noticed people saying that, so she did a pan for each of the white and the black shade that are the same size as 3 actual eyeshadow pans. So I really like that she listens to her customers, and she did that for them. So yeah, really happy with this palette. Discontinued, and I'm going to obviously keep that one. Next we have the Michaela Glamlight palette. This is the first one. I didn't get the second one. Oh my god, this palette is really pretty. At first I didn't like this palette. I am not going to lie, I didn't like it. It wasn't really working for me, but I tried it again and I really fell in love with it. This row here, stunning. This row here, stunning. This row here, stunning. Haven't really touched the first 2 because, you know, they're neutral and they're not really my jam. But the last 3 rows, oh, stunning. Really love this palette. I'm going to keep it. Oh, this is my With Love Cosmetics glitter palette. This is really pretty. It's a bit messy because they can get a bit chunky, and I do suggest that you use a glitter glue when you apply these, but I do find that these are the best glitters that I've ever tried, and it's pretty. Like, the camera does not do it justice. It's so pretty. I am definitely going to keep these, just because I don't actually think these expire, so we're going to keep these. I bought this during COVID time, so these are over 2 years old, so we'll keep that one. We have, oh god, this was a fail. This is the Morphe X Meredith Duxbury palette. I would declutter this palette, but I've decided, because I'm planning on doing more special effects like makeup using a lot of colourful shades, I'm going to have this palette for that. So I don't care if these shades get messy, if I use a big brush and mix them all. I don't care, because I didn't find this palette very good when I tried to blend, but when I'm doing special effects, you don't need to get the perfect blend. So that's why I'm keeping this palette, because it cost me $52, and I've only used it 3 or 4 times, and I did not like the formula, so I'm going to keep it for special effects where I can just go crazy with a big brush and mix all these shades together. That's the only reason I'm keeping it, but technically in my mind it's decluttered from my eyes, only for my face. We have, oh, what's this one? This is the Morphe big, like, empty palette. Oh my god. Look at this. I need to just declutter all of these. I have not touched these in forever. I think these used to be a lot more vibrant, but over time they've just gone a bit dull. Oh my god, I need to get rid of this and just clean off this palette, because I like the palette size, but we need to get rid of all. So consider all of these shades gone. We have, oh, okay, so this is the W7 palette. Now, this is the palette that I said those Jeffree Star 6 singles are all in this palette. This is a very cool tone palette, and I think this big palette covers those 6 shades. So we can get rid of the Jeffree Star ones, and we've got this one. This is W7. It cost me $15 for a big pan like that. It's 40 shades. $15 for 40 shades, and I did do a makeup tutorial with this palette, and I really like this palette, so we're going to keep it because it's really pretty. The shimmers don't look that impressive, but when you actually apply them on your finger, they are amazing. Let me just swatch this one for you. Very creamy, very buttery, really nice. This is a silver shade, and it's just one swipe. I mean, look at that, one swipe. 40 shades for $15. That's less than 50 cents a shade. Really pretty. Going to keep that on. Then we have Getting Fresh. Now this is the Colourpop big palette, the only big Colourpop palette that I have, and I was so excited when this one came out because I love green tone eyeshadows, and most of these are all shimmers. All the green ones are all shimmers, which I love. But this palette, even now I can smell it. This palette stinks, and when I got it, it had the weirdest smell. I would consider it to be the smell of an old sock or a foot. Like, I don't know if it's the glue in this palette, but when I actually have it open in front of me when I'm playing with it, the smell actually gives me a headache, so I can't play with this palette. I can't leave it open in front of me because it smells really bad. When it's closed, I can't smell it, but as soon as I open, it hits me in the face. So I'm going to declutter this palette just because I can't use it without getting a headache, so we're going to get rid of it. And I don't know why this one smells. None of my other ones do. I've asked people who have this palette if theirs smells, and they say it doesn't, but this one does for me. So it's going to go. Bye. Alright, let's get some more palettes here because I'm running out. I'm actually doing a pretty good job. I'm excited about this. Alright, these are all my eyeshadow palettes that I have left. I have some singles, and there might be some small ones in this little basket here, but these are all the ones that I think I have left. So let's continue. This is the Kaleidos Flower Punk palette. Oh my god, this is a beautiful palette. I have to keep this one. This shade, Stained Glass, the pink one, and then the green one next to it is stunning, but I'll just swatch the pink one for you. The lights are too bright, aren't they? Look at that. It's a topper shade, but it's stunning as a topper, but also as an inner corner highlighter. I have to keep this palette. I love the palette. I love the mattes in this palette, and I love the artwork, so we're definitely keeping this one. I kind of miss that Kaleidos is not doing like colourful palettes. They're all doing quite neutral and cool tone palettes, the £4 ones. I don't really like them, so I'm glad that I have this palette in my collection because I don't think they still have this one on sale. And I don't think I'll buy anything from Kaleidos unless they do another colourful palette. But that one I'm going to keep. We have this Charlotte Tilbury one. Now, I bought this one in store. I did swatch all the shimmers because this cost me $105 or $110, something like that, dollars. It's an Instantly Eye palette. Smoky Eyes Are Forever. I don't know if that's the actual palette name, but that's what it says. Look how pretty that is. It's a very pretty neutral palette. The reason I got this palette is basically for this green. Like, I love greens, and I love the other shimmers in this palette, but the green swatch in store actually sold this palette to me, so that's why I got this palette. So we're going to keep that one. We have this MAC palette. This is the pretty MAC Punk palette. Really pretty. I love the green in it, and I love this shade here, which is like a iridescent white topper shade. I don't know if it'll actually even show up. It's just like a shimmer shade, but it has no colour. It's just like a topper. I like this palette, but it's been in my collection for a long time, and I haven't played with it. I do love the actual layout. I really like the circles, and I love the actual packaging, but I haven't played with it, so I'm going to declutter it because it's been in my collection for, I would say, 2 years. We'll declutter that one. We have this one here. This is the Too Faced Italian Spritz palette. Now, I didn't buy this on launch. I watched a lot of makeup tutorials because I bought other Too Faced palettes and I wasn't happy with it. But I watched a lot of reviews and people liked it. So I bought it and I also did swatch it in store. This is a really pretty palette and it smells amazing. Oh, it smells so good. But when I did try it, I did struggle with this palette. Now, I haven't played with it since, so I am going to keep it because it did cost me $72. So we are going to give it another go. It's a pretty palette. I'll keep that one. We have, oh my god, this one's an old palette. This is the Naked Urban Decay Ultraviolet palette. Oh my god, it's so pretty. It's got the purples that I love and then some of the neutrals, but I've only really played with these ones here. I haven't played with this palette in forever. The only reason I still am thinking about keeping this palette is for this shade here, which is Lucid. It's so pretty. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. I will swatch it for you. But again, my lights are really, really bright, and this is more of a topper shade. But it's so pretty. It's got like an iridescent green to it. Really pretty. But I think I'm going to let this palette go because I haven't played with it for over a year and I don't want to keep it for just the one shade. So we're going to declutter that one even though the packaging is stunning. Alright, we have this one. Oh, this one here is from LA Colors, the Neo Shock palette, and I got this from Bonnie and Tammy in a mystery box they gave me at the start of the year or last year, one of the two. It's really pretty. It's really pretty. I like that it's got all the mattes up here and then it's got the same colors but in the shimmers at the bottom. Really like this palette, so we're going to keep that one, and I really like this shade. This one here is my favorite. Keep that one. Oh, we have the Hershey's Milk Chocolate palette. Now, I haven't played with this one yet. Brand new. Haven't played with it yet. Cannot wait to jump into it. It's so pretty. So, so pretty. We're going to keep that one. Oh, this is the other Colourpop Hocus Pocus Disney palette. This is really pretty. But I think I'm going to declutter it because I'm not going to touch it. It's so pretty though, but I don't think I'm going to play with it again. So we're going to declutter this one. Oh, we have this one here, which is the Dragon Fruit palette from Cleona. And this brand's very expensive. Oh my god, look how messy my palette is. This brand's very expensive. The individual shades, I think I was looking to buy some of their singles, and for 5 singles it would cost me $205 Australian for 5 singles. So that's $40 plus dollars for an individual shadow. So I didn't want to buy that, but they released this palette last year and I just really, really wanted to get it, and it was very affordable. For all of this, it cost me $105, which sounds like a lot, but 4 of their shades would cost me $200. So the fact that I got all of these shades for $105, I was very excited to get this palette, and I love the packaging, but I also love these greens. Now there's quite a few formulas in this palette. I don't know if you can see, but this shade here has a lot of fallout around it. This is a very foiled but glittery shadow, and it gets everywhere. So is this one, so is this one. These ones are more of a satin. This one is a really pretty shimmer. So I don't really like the ones that have all the fallout around them, but the other ones are really pretty. The only thing is, for a $105 palette, the lid's broken, and it broke the second day I got it because the actual mirror is so heavy. The little metal like clasps here cannot hold this palette up. So the mirror falls back and it breaks the little plastic clasps, which is annoying because a lot of these will tend to dry out if they don't have a lid on them. So I have to be careful with this palette. This side's broken and this side I can see a crack in the plastic here. So if I open it too aggressively, it will break, and then I'm going to have to sellotape or put a lucky band over the palette to keep it like sealed so it doesn't dry out. I'm going to keep this palette, but I don't like the packaging of it. And I mainly use it for those 2 green shades in the corner because I really like them. So I don't know if I'd buy another palette from them. The next one we have is, this is a face palette. This is the Lunar Beauty Outer Dimension palette. Now a lot of people had a lot of problems with this palette because they said there wasn't enough shades in this palette. Lunar Beauty is an indie brand. They can't cater for every single shade, but I do think, in my opinion, and I know I am quite light, I'm not white, but I'm quite light. There isn't enough darker tones in this palette, and I do understand that. The 2 shades I normally use are these 2 here. I occasionally use this one, but mainly this one here. And then these 2 shades here are used to lighten up my under eye with, but I don't use the other shade. So I do understand why people don't really want to get a palette like this when they're only using maybe 2 or 3 shades out of a big pan. palette like this, but in my opinion it's still worth the money. And I also did get this in a mystery box. I didn't actually buy this palette for myself. It was in a Lunar Beauty mystery box at the end of last year, so that's when I got this palette, but I did actually want to get this palette myself anyway. And I actually do really like the bronzer shades in this palette, but I do understand why people had mixed feelings about this palette when it got launched. And then guys, we have 7 eyeshadow palettes left, or at least the big ones anyway. This one here is Makeup Revolution. I bought this recently at TJ Maxx, whatever it is, the Australian version. It's the Ultra Eyeshadow palette. Really pretty packaging. I like the black packaging. If I can open it, I can show you. I did get to see the color story, but I didn't realize the pan sizes are very small in this palette. And I like a big eyeshadow pan size because I like to get my finger right in there. That's how I like to apply my shimmers. Very, very pretty color story. I will be playing with this one. This green has my name on it, and these blues are really pretty as well. So I haven't played with it yet. We do have the shade name, so I'm going to put that back in here, or at least on the mirror. And we'll definitely be playing with that in the future, so I'll keep that one. We have the Lunar Beauty Moonspell Volume 1 palette. Now this one I don't think is available anymore. And when I saw this I knew I had to get it, and I did buy it on launch day. So I'm really excited that I have this one. It's still in my collection. Because it's not available anymore, I'm going to keep this one. This shade Prue, it's stunning. Let me just swatch it for you. It's so pretty. I don't know if you can see that. The lights are very bright today. I do apologize if it's washing everything out. Really pretty. There you go. That's a bit better. Really pretty. Keep that one. We have this one here from Fenty Beauty. Now, I got this from Ali Dawson. She was selling it because I think she played with it maybe once and didn't really like the formula. So I bought it off her, and oh my god, it's so pretty. I couldn't get it here in Australia, so I'm very excited that I still have this. But I think this is over 2 years old from when I got it from Ali, and it was probably released 2 years before that. So it's probably 4 years old. I'm going to declutter this palette because I haven't used it in a while, but I'm very grateful that I actually got to try it out for myself. Really pretty palette. And I love the packaging. And now guys, we have 4 palettes left. This one here is my friend's 'Twas the Night Before Christmas collaboration. It's Erica Beauty X Glam Geo Lashes, and it's a Christmas palette. I think it was 2 years ago this launched. Look how pretty this palette is. Oh, out of focus. Really, really pretty. I love the glitter shades on it. This shade Cookie is one of my favorite transition shades to like blend out. And I just like this palette. I did do a live with Erica, I think, and also Lottie when we got it here in Australia. This company is based in the US, so we had to wait a little bit to get this palette, but we were so excited to play with it, and I really like the formula in this palette, and I love the packaging. Like the gold tinsel effect is really pretty, so we're going to keep that one. We have my favorite Lunar Beauty palette. This is the Eternal Eclipse palette, and I do know that it's like a cool tone, kind of grungy palette, and most people will think, oh, you love the purples and green palettes, but this palette is stunning. I really, really like this palette. This shade here, Night Sky, it has like purple and pink glitter. It's so pretty. It is a matte, but it's got the glitter shimmers in it. And then this shade here, Adamantium. If you want a silver shimmer, this is the shimmer to go for. I'll swatch it next to the W7 one, so you can compare the two. Oh, that's very bright. That's the Lunar Beauty shade, and that's the W7 shade. Really, really pretty. Very like reflective. The light is catching it in all its glory. Absolutely love this palette. Going to keep it. It's my favorite Lunar Beauty one. We have 2 palettes left, and this one here is the Club Nebula Kaleidos palette. It's a collaboration with Angelica Newish. I think I'm saying that right. I bought this on launch day, and I absolutely love this palette, but I haven't used it for a while, so I'm going to declutter this palette because it is 3+ years old. Really pretty formula, and I do love the color story, but like I said, I haven't used it in a long time, so we're going to declutter that one. And then we have the Escape Pod palette from Kaleidos as well. I love the packaging firstly, and the color story is very, very pretty as well. But I think I'm going to declutter it as well because I haven't used it in a while. These 2 green shimmers, if I could pop them out, I would keep them. Then the rest I would declutter, but I can't pop them out without breaking them. So I'm just going to declutter the whole thing, but it is a very pretty palette. This one here is still available on their website, but this one here is not because it was a collaboration and limited time. So I can still get that one if I change my mind, but this is 3 years old, so it's time to declutter that one. And guys, that was all the big palettes done. I do have this little basket here of all like my small eyeshadow palette and also some highlighters and some single shadows. So we're going to go through that, but I need to take a break because I've been talking for a while. So I will be right back. And I am back. I had to recharge my battery and also take a little bit of a break because I've been filming for over an hour talking non-stop. So I'm back, camera's charged, let's get into it. This here in front of you is everything left that I have to go through. We have some highlighters. Now this one here is in the shade Skywalker, and then we've got a Moon Cruiser. I'm going to keep both of these two. They are stunning. This one here has like a pinky purple finish. And then this one here has a pink and blue. Really, really pretty. I might just turn those lights down a little bit because I feel like they might be a bit too dark. Really pretty. So I'm going to keep both of those. I'm really happy about that. Everything I'm keeping, I'm going to put back in this little basket here. We have this beautiful Inglot single eyeshadow. Now, I got this 2+ years ago. It is pure pigment eyeshadow in the shade 120. Now, I got this in my Lumi boxes when I used to get... I mean, look how pretty that is. I feel like it's going to go everywhere, but I do want to swatch some of it for you. Because I think it's... Oh, I haven't used that in over 2 years, but that is still really pretty. It is a loose little pigment, so I would probably have to use some glitter glue, some NYX glitter glue, but I actually really want to get back into that because I was going through all my boxes of all my makeup because I have it everywhere throughout my house, and I found that. I was like, wow, that's a throwback, so I'm going to keep that one. We have this little W7 Afterglow highlighter. I got this in the advent calendar. I really love how pretty this is, and there's 3 or 4 different shades in it, and I'm just going to keep it because I love that. We have the other Halo, Hello Halo blush lighter. This is the Highlight Bling. This is the other one. I'm going to keep this one. It's from Wet n Wild. It was given to me, oh god, by Bonnie and Tammy. I really like that one. This one's a bit lighter than the other one, so I'm happy to keep that one. We have this beautiful Benefit blush, Crystal, or whatever its name is. It's very pigmented, quite dark. I really like this shade though, so I'm going to keep this one. I don't know if the camera's focusing on it. Hopefully the camera's, yeah, it's really pigmented. This cost me 52 Australian dollars for the one shade, so we are definitely going to get our money's worth out of that. Keep that one. This Too Faced little highlighter, I barely used it. It's so pretty though. It's got like a little dog imprint in it. I'm going to declutter this one. I'm going to give it to my sister and see if she likes it because she likes the goldy, bronzy tone highlighters. It's just sitting in my drawer. Even though it's pretty, I'm going to just declutter that one. Then we've got this Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I absolutely love this one. As you can see, I've used it a lot. I'm going to keep this one. It cost me $70+, so we're going to get as much money as we can get out of it, and I really love the packaging. Plus I think you can actually nowadays buy the individual shadows, so instead of buying the whole compact, which can cost a bit of money, you can just buy the refills and put it in, which I think is great for the earth and the environment, and yeah, I just like that. So we are going to keep that one and get our money's worth out of that. We got this MAC highlighter. This is almost 3 years old. I think this is Christmas collection 2+ years ago. Really pretty. I really like this one, and still got the snowflake imprint on it. But because I have a lot of white iridescent highlighters that are a lot newer and ones that I reach for a lot more, I'm going to declutter this one even though it's pretty. Plus the packaging looks really pretty, but it's very, very light, and I don't like to use the word cheap, but it is cheap. Usually I like to use the word affordable, but this is just cheap feeling, so I'm going to declutter that one. Then we've got this Physicians Formula Butter highlighter. I really like this one. This was 2, maybe 3 years old. It is from my Lumi boxes when I used to get them, the Australian subscription boxes. Basically your BoxyCharm, but the Australian version. It's pretty, but I'm going to declutter that one because it's starting to dry out. It reminds me of the Super Shock shadows from Colourpop. It's very like putty-like, but we're going to declutter it. Even though I do like Physicians Formula, we'll still declutter it because I haven't used it in a long time, and I did say last time if I haven't used it I'm going to declutter it this time. We've got this Colourpop Super Shock highlighter. Oh my god, I can't open it. This is in the shade Stemic. Oh god, you can tell I haven't opened that for a while. And guys, this one is very, very pretty. Like, it's stunning. Come on, camera, focus. And that's the shade there, guys. That's the Colourpop one. That's the Physicians Formula one. Colourpop wins hands down, so we're going to keep the Colourpop one. We've got these Super Shock Colourpop shadows. We've got a yellow one, really pretty. We're going to keep that one. That's in the shade yellow, and it's the Peeps little Colourpop collaboration. It's got the little Peeps, like little bunny on the top, but you won't be able to see that because the light's washing that out. We've got another yellow one, but this is just in the white packaging. Really pretty. Really, really pretty. Oh, that's actually really dry. I was expecting more pigment then. Oh, that's not really good. Okay, that's dried out. We're going to declutter that one. Let me swatch the other one because maybe that's dried out as well. I'll swatch this one. That one's got more pigment to it. See, that's a lot better than the other one. Oh, yeah, much better. Okay, we'll keep the yellow one. These were from Bonnie and Tammy as well, these yellow and orange ones, so I'm very grateful for that. We've got this little orange one. Let's swatch that one. I'm going to swatch all of these because they might have dried out. Super Shock shadows do tend to dry out over time. That's still pigmented. We'll keep that one. Very pretty. Sorry about the car. Then we have this one here. That's in the shade 6 AM. Sorry, the orange one was in the shade orange. Very original. Let's test this one out. Oh, that's a bit dry. Still pigmented, but didn't feel very nice when I applied that. I'm going to declutter that one. I don't really like the colour of that one as much as the others. We have this one here. I think these two are the same. Ice Stream. Yeah, they're both Ice Stream. They're both open. So this one here has been used a lot more. I don't know if you can see that. A lot more. And then this one's basically new. Let me just swatch both of them. It's just got pink and blue reflexes in it. Really pretty. Highlighter. Almost inner corner highlighter. That's what I mainly use it for. We're going to keep that one because that's nice and creamy. Let's try this one. This one looks like I've had other shades mixed into it. Oh, that one's pretty as well. Oh, okay, so they're very similar in form, and I'm going to keep both of them because this is my favorite Super Shock shadow from Colourpop. Alright guys, I had to wait until some loud cars went past, but I also moved some of this in the background because I just think the camera is focusing on that and not here. This shade here is in the shade Pressed Juice. It's a greeny yellow. Really pretty. Oh no, that's not very good. Yeah, that's very dry. We're going to declutter that one. Looks pretty, but it feels very dry, so we'll declutter that one. This one here is a 6-pan little Mega Max eyeshadow palette. This one was a really pretty... Oh god, why is my camera not focusing? Move that out of the way. Alright, this one here is a Mega Max little 6-pan eyeshadow palette. For $10, I actually really like this one. I did a makeup tutorial using this palette, and I just really like it. So, for $10, well worth the money. I'm going to keep it. And then guys, we've got this Colourpop quad, really pretty. I love this one. I showed you the previous one, and then this one here has a little bit more color. This is just stunning. Stunning. I have to swatch that for you. It's like a purple, pink shimmer. Oh my god, that highlighter is stunning. I don't think the lights or the camera's doing it justice, but it's very pretty. Definitely going to keep that one. And all of them are Super Shock shadow like putty formula, so I love that. We have this little Ofra blush trio. Oh my god, I recently got this one and I have fallen in love. So it comes with a cream blush, which I haven't tried, a little pink highlighter moment, or an eyeshadow. I do use this as an inner corner highlighter on my eyeshadow, but also as an eyeshadow topper. And then we've got this beautiful pink powder blush, which I absolutely love, so I'm definitely going to keep this one. New to me. It has been out for a while, but new to me, and I cannot wait to play with this a lot more in the future. Love that one. Keeping. We have this little Cookies and Cream Hershey's highlighter palette from Glamlight. Really love this one. I don't really use this one because it's obviously the gold, and I'm not a huge fan of gold highlighters, but this white iridescent one, god, take my money. Look at that. Take my money. I love it. Gonna keep that one. So happy I have that in my collection. We have this one here, which is from Too Faced. Now this is a trio of highlighters. So you've got 3 different bases. You've got a baked formula, a powder like in a glow highlighter, and then you've got more of a shimmer. This baked one's not my favorite. I like to go this one, and then if I'm doing like a glow from within or a brow highlighter, I like to use this one. I really like this one. It cost me about $70 Australian, so we are definitely going to get all our money's worth out of this one and keep it. And I really like the packaging as well, and I also think I convinced my sister to buy this as well because she saw it and she loved it. We have this little wet liner It is from, what's this one from? Gathis, and it's a duochrome water activated liner. It is really pretty, but I have not used this in forever. It goes from purple to blue, really pretty, obviously depending on the way the light hits it. This is in the shade Potion, and I think I'm going to keep it because it doesn't take up much room, and I have used it a couple of times. And like I said, I'm trying to get more into special effects makeup coming in the new year, so we are going to be using that a lot more next year. All right, we have this little dose of colors, single eyeshadow. This is a stunning little eyeshadow, and this is in the shade I Need Space, and look how pretty it is. It's like a charcoal grey. It is starting to dry out, but I just really love that color, and I don't have anything like it in the shimmer form, so I'm going to keep that one because I just really like it. Next we have this little W7 blush Rebel, and it is a peachy blush. This is actually a dupe for NARS. Very similar packaging, almost exactly the same packaging actually, and it retails for $4 while the NARS one retails for like $45 Australian. So definitely well worth the money, and this has a really good formula, so I'm going to keep that one. And then guys, we have three more things. So we have the W7 Lotus Lake. Now this is a little blush as well. I actually got this in my advent calendar when I did an unboxing earlier in the month, and I'm going to keep this one because I really do like the shade, so we're just going to keep that one. And then we have two single little Artist Couture. What are these? These are the Diamond Lights finishes. Now these are stunning. I got these in a mystery box 2 years ago. These are single eyeshadows, and they are loose. This one here has a little pink shift to it. Really, really pretty. Perfect for inner corners highlighter, so we're going to keep that one because I think the formula is still great on that one. Oh god, this lid is a bit hard to put on though. There we go, that's better. And then guys, we have this green little shimmer which is really pretty, and that's in the shade Banger, and this is a really pretty inner corner highlighter as well. Now I got these in my mystery boxes. I think they retail for about $25-30 US, which is about $40 Australian, so they're definitely well worth the money if you're going to get them in the mystery box. And I really, really like these two shades, so I'm going to keep that. And guys, that is everything decluttered. I'm so excited. All right, let me just quickly show you everything that I have decluttered and just add everything up. And guys, we are finished. This is everything that I am decluttering. I'm so excited. I have got rid of quite a few things. I've got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 eyeshadow palettes. And I'm also decluttering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 highlighters and 3 single shock shadows. So I'm actually really, really happy with everything. I'm decluttering 20, 25, 26 items, and I'm really happy about it. If you have seen any eyeshadow palettes or any brands that you have any questions on, leave a comment down below and I will get back to you. And guys, with that, I'm going to finish this video up here because I'm starting to lose my voice. I've been talking for over 2 hours straight and I just need a break, so I'm going to go and have a hot tea and I'm going to relax. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram and TikTok because I do post a lot of things on there. And with that guys, till next time, stay safe and I'll see you later. Bye.